cover. If they got any more 57s in place, we're gonna have us a hard landing." "Gonna be a hard landing anyhow," said Maitland, taking stock of the velvety green ridges on either side of them. The valley was narrow. He'd have to swoop in fast and low. It was a hellishly short landing strip, nothing but a pin scratch in the jungle, and there was always the chance of an unreported gun emplacement. But the orders were to drop the Lao VIP, whoever he was, just inside North Vietnamese territory. No return pickup had been scheduled. It sounded to Maitland like a one-way trip to oblivion. "Heading down in a minute," he called over his shoulder to Valdez. "Get the passenger ready. He's gonna have to hit the ground running." "He says that crate goes with him." "What? I didn't hear anything about a crate." "They loaded it on at the last minute, right after we took on supplies from Nam Ta. Pretty heavy sucker. I might need some help." Kozlowski resignedly unbuckled his seatbelt. "Okay," he said with a sigh. "But remember, I don't get paid for kicking crates." Maitland laughed. "What the hell do you get paid for?" "Oh, lots of things," Kozlowski said lazily, ducking past Valdez and through the cockpit door. "Eating, sleeping, telling dirty jokes." His last words were cut off by a deafening blast that shattered Maitland's eardrums. The explosion sent Kozlowski, or what was left of Kozlowski, flying backward into the cockpit. Blood spattered the control panel, obscuring the altimeter dial. But Maitland didn't need the altimeter to tell him they were going down, fast. "Cozy!" screamed Valdez, staring at the remains of the co-pilot. "Cozy!" His words were almost lost in the howling maelstrom of wind. The de Havilland shuddered, a wounded bird fighting to stay aloft. Maitland, wrestling with the controls, knew immediately that he'd lost hydraulics. The best he could hope for was a belly flop on the jungle canopy. He glanced back to survey the damage and saw, through a swirling cloud of debris, the bloodied body of the Lao passenger, thrown against the crates. He also saw sunlight shining through oddly twisted steel, glimpsed blue sky and clouds where the cargo door should have been. What the hell? Had the blast come from inside the plane? He screamed to Valdez, "Bail out!" The cargo kicker didn't respond. He was still staring in horror at Kozlowski. Maitland gave him a shove. "Get the hell out of here!" Valdez at last reacted. He stumbled out of the cockpit and into the morass of broken crates and rent metal. At the gaping cargo door, he paused. "Maitland!" he yelled over the wind's shriek. Their gazes met, and in that split second, they knew. They both knew. It was the last time they'd see each other alive. "I'll be out!" Maitland shouted. "Go!" Valdez backed up a few steps. Then he launched himself out the cargo door. Maitland didn't glance back to see if Valdez's parachute had opened. He had other things to worry about. The plane was sputtering into a dive. Even as he reached for his harness release, he knew his luck had run out. He had neither the time nor the altitude to struggle into his parachute. He'd never believed in wearing one anyway. Strapping it on was like admitting you didn't trust your skill as a pilot. And Maitland knew, everyone knew, that he was the best. Calmly, he refastened his harness and grasped the controls. Through the shattered cockpit window, he watched the jungle floor, lush and green and heart-wrenchingly beautiful, swoop up to meet him. Somehow he'd always known it would end this way. The wind whistling through his crippled plane, the ground rushing toward him, his hands gripping the controls. This time he wouldn't be walking away. It was startling, this sudden recognition of his own mortality, an astonishing thought. I'm going to die. And astonishment was exactly what he felt as the de Havilland sliced into the treetops. Vientiane, Laos. At 1900 hours, the report came in that Air America Flight 5078 had vanished.